Wow. Now you're going to get 2 notifications, and this is where YouTube punishes me for having shitty disconnect.
Europe.
So, I don't know.
It happens. I have a question on my stream. Let me try and read this. It's for you, Raven. Is he using CMS because customers want to, or you prefer using those over HTML and CSS?
Well, it all depends on the project. If it's a basic landing page with maybe just a few pages, I'll build it myself from scratch. If it's something big, then I do use content management like WordPress, and so it cuts down on a lot of time. It's very useful. The plugins are very useful. I just now recently found out that WordPress actually has a Google Analytics plugin, and I've been installing it the whole time from scratch. And I was like, man, I wish I would have known that. But like I said, if the project isn't large, then I'll just write the code in HTML and CSS with minimal JavaScript. Or if it's large, then yeah, I'll jump into WordPress. It's saves a ton of time.
Have you run it? Oh,
go ahead.
Nicely, Mike. Have you run?
I'm just gonna mute for a second. Sorry, stream. The whole electricity in my house just flickered, and that reset my modem, which reset everything else. So my electricity kind of like halfway died. So that was neat. I'd appreciate if you go follow me on Twitch though. That's the ideal platform. YouTube won't give me my sub button. I'm still here. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. Sorry about that, guys. YouTube is going to punish me now because it's going to send 2 notifications, and it's going to think that I tried to take advantage of that. And that's why Twitch just reconnects your stream after you disconnect, but not here. Yeah. So the algorithm is going to punish me, but whatever. All right, I'm going to unmute. We can listen back in.
The lead developer, and I said, hey, this is where I'm at. This is where we're stuck. And he's like, oh, okay. Well, hey, can you get on this task? And I'm like, okay, sure. It's they'll throw something else at me, but it's kind of, and it drives me crazy because I'm laying in bed at night going, why can't I figure that out? What is so weird about it? And it's basically what it is when they have a product and they order so many of the product, the price goes down the more they order. So if they order 100, the price is this, for example, like $1.25. They order 500, it's $1.10. They order 1,000, it's like 90 cents per item. So, and like I said, with the matrix tool that they have that they want me to use, it's been a pain in the butt. So
cool. All right, let's give someone else a shot to join in. We'll just grill them instead. Raven.
All right.
Thanks, man.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, Josh, man, I've been watching you since day one. I just want to thank you for bringing me in. It's been great, and watch all your videos, get a lot of tips from it. It's been very helpful and really boosted my confidence.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Thanks for dropping in.
Yes, sir.
Did I miss anything? I'm good, man. I'm good. If you guys could head on over to Twitch, I'd appreciate that. We're doing a giveaway. I was supposed to do a giveaway at the beginning of the stream, but I'm only doing the giveaway on Twitch because Twitch has a way to select random people. So I'm going to pull up a game right now. It's called Marbles, and whichever marble gets to the end wins. So if you want to join, all you got to do is type !ready, and yep. He's having a blackout moment? What are you talking about? Should you learn C# then JavaScript? No, learn JavaScript first. So I'm going to mute, and I'm going to do the giveaway. And if you want to be part of it, head on over to Twitch. I'll drop the link here. So if you want to play, all you got to do is type !play, and we'll get started in just a second. Why should you learn JavaScript first? Because it's more useful. That's why. All right, so I'm going to sign in real quick. All right. So, yeah, go ahead and hit !play, and you should find it. You can vote on maps here. So I'll go to race. I'm going to pick a map. Let's do twists and turns. It's going to load. You guys should be able to see. All right, so there's everybody. We got 3 people so far. Just !play, and then whoever wins gets the resume cover letter. I need to binge watch all your videos. You graduate in May. You're not getting any leads, all rejection emails. You got to have portfolios, man. Got to have those portfolios. So this has a cap of 500 people, but I don't think we're going to hit that. You got to be on Twitch to play. So YouTube doesn't have this integration. That's the Twitch link. Yeah, but JW, you got to have those portfolios, man. So I'll start a countdown, and here we go. We got 7 seconds. All right, whoever wins. I'll answer questions in the meantime. Let's see, who do we got here? Who's this person? In the lead right now? Oops. Wave Cure is currently in the lead. Kerr is here in the lead. I'm still reading chat, by the way. We'll do another one of these at the end of the stream. So, wow, the RNG is real with you, dude. RNG is real. Hopefully you guys are having okay. Like, I feel like everyone left. What is this? We're doing a giveaway, and we're doing it with marbles. So, had a little bit to join with the play, and then now it's going. So right now we got Insomnia is number 2. Kim is number 3. Kira seems to be hitting that RNG pretty good. Wow. I can't believe you haven't fallen off the map yet. Is it based on alphabetical? No, it's not based on anything. It's just totally RNG. So there's a chance he could actually, fall off the map. Or, never make it around any of these obstacles. But this is more fun. This is more fun than just doing a random giveaway. I feel like this is more interactive. So, Kerr's still in the lead. Oh, we got Insomnia in the lead now. And again, we'll do another one at the end. Yeah, I just had an idea to do interview people, interview junior developers if they want it to be, but it requires people to join up. Otherwise, it's just an AMA. Hologram, what up? So, Kerr, 1, Insomnia, Goose Gordon. So, Kerr, you're the winner. Insomnia almost had it. We've got a few people left. Coming down the ramp. Sesman fell off. That's all right. We'll do another one at the end of the stream. So, if you wanna do that. So, Kerr, shoot me a DM, and then give me your email, and I'll email it on over to you. But this was fun. Thanks for playing, guys. Hopefully we'll, yeah. Interesting. It is interesting. Can't believe there's... So, yep, there's the winner. So, shoot me a DM on Twitch, and give me an email, and I'll send it on over. Greetings from Algeria. What up, man? How's it going? All right, so... We'll go back to see final results. Nice. Good stuff. And I don't know how to quit this, but whatever. Race menu. There we go. All right, so I'm going to exit this and we'll go back. All right. So, shoot me a DM and we'll go over it. I just joined. Am I too late? Nah, you're not too late. We're still answering questions. I'm gonna gonna unmute now. And yeah, just feel free to drop some questions. Michael's also doing a giveaway on his channel in a similar fashion, so if you want to head over to his. Do you mentor newbies via Skype? Sometimes, but I don't really like selling my time. What are the prize pools? No pool, just a resume and cover letter giveaway. I thought that would be fun. How do you convince a small business to pay you to build a website instead of using Wix? So you should have been here like 2 minutes ago, but essentially, if they're already in that mindset, apparently you can't, according to Ravenmite. We got Wolfie. We'll bring Wolfie in.
Hey, not Chris.
What up, Patrick? We're going to bring Wolfie in.
That's not okay.
What's up, Wolfie? How's it going? You got to unmute yourself.
Yeah, I was just listening to streaming, guys. I didn't want it to conflict.
Oh, cool. Yeah, you can just mute that. So what's the position? Do we know what questions to ask?
Like what I do?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a senior software engineer. I work remotely.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was talking with whose other stream is in this? It's Michael. Yeah, I was on his stream and I was like, I don't know what I would talk about, but he was like, just join and we'll ask questions. I was like, all right, I'll do it.
Okay, well, let's talk about it from your perspective, because I'm sure you interview as senior software. What do you look for in junior developers? Like, what's your go-to thing?
Passion and critical thinking more than anything. What they, how they approach problems, walking me through, their thought process. Can they reason, and can they, do they know what they're talking about? I know when I look at resumes and go over it, I'm not a fan of people who inflate resumes. So if you say that you're an expert or that you have certain skills in a certain area, I'm going to ask you about them and expect, an answer that's in accord with what you've said. And I'm perfectly fine with the people that say, hey, this is where the extent of my knowledge drops off, or I'm not familiar with that. Tells me that they are aware of what, where their boundaries are, where they're looking for improvement, and they're self-aware. So I guess self-awareness as well.
Do you care about degrees?
No.
How about this? How did you get your first job? How did that happen?
So I started my first business at 16 after doing a bunch of hobby stuff and realized that, hey, I could get paid for doing this. And built up a portfolio and did that all through college, and then decided I was going to get a quote unquote real job and just applied, walked in with my portfolio, laid it down and said, this is the stuff I've done. And they were like, cool. And pretty much walked out of there with a job. It was just based off of that portfolio. Since then, it's just been who I know. I've moved to different positions since then, and it's just been through networking, going to meetups, going to conferences, meeting people, catching leads, and then knowing somebody who's referred me or been a reference to different places.
What was the most bogus interview you've ever had?
Bogus interview?
Yeah, like I'm sure you've had some interviews where like, why are you asking me this?
So I've been in some, and it just seems very. I've had a couple different circumstances I can talk to. One, the questions I felt were very below the job that I was interviewing for. They were very basic, and I was almost like, wait, so these like the real questions that people are just tripped up with? Because that makes no sense to me. What you're asking me almost is well below where I think somebody for this position would be. And two, I've interviewed for a position that they were using incorrect vocabulary, and I'm not too sure they knew exactly what they were asking about. And so I just basically told them I wasn't interested. So you learn a lot. The interview, and Josh, you said this a lot. You're as much interviewing them as they're interviewing you. And so when I'm in an interview and I'm doing that, I'm very much interested in, I'm aware of the value that I bring to the team. Who are these other people I'm going to be working with, and what is that company going to do for me? What do they like to do? What are their skills? Things like that.
What would you give, like in terms of advice, what would you give to other people looking for a job? like junior level? Everyone has already heard what I have to say, like across 400 videos. So hearing it from someone else who's still doing it, you know.
I'd say follow what you want to do and don't let, anything hold you back. So like I work with people as well, similar to what you do in mentoring them and getting them people that have changed positions from one career, that they've been in for 10, 15 years and moved over to another career, in computer science or in as a developer. And it was usually they weren't getting something or they were like really interested from a young age. So they've made the pivot finally. And I've also worked with college students. And the biggest thing is just like, if at least for me, that passion where they're, working on stuff and they're staying up late at night and trying to figure things out. And they're just creative by nature. I look for it, but the ones that fuel it, I'd say, find that thing that, you can't stop thinking about or really hooks your interest, and then run with that. And when you're interviewing, let that shine out, like let that reach the surface, and really show that side of yourself, as opposed to, really thinking that you're going to walk in there with a resume and talk to every specific detail of what that job requires matches up exactly what's on your resume. I think that, relaxing, definitely practicing and becoming confident, that confidence, and being able to know your craft, talk about it, talk to examples and value that you've brought, being able to know your value, even if it's little, at least being aware of, even if you don't have a lot of experience, getting as much as experience you can beforehand, but pointing at the little things that, yeah.
Just a sec. You have there's a lot of questions in the chat, so I'm gonna just answer those real quick.
I'm not.
Oh, it's all good. Do you care about age?
No. I've worked with. I don't either. To answer the question, no. But I've worked with people that are in their pushing 40s, switching careers. I've worked with kids, in college, and I've worked with the schools around where I'm at, high schoolers, and talked to them about an alternative to even going and getting the college education to be able to prepare themselves to walk directly into a career post high school. So age is kind of irrelevant.
Do you go to meetups a lot? Oh, go ahead, Patrick. You go ahead.
I only had one question. And this is only because of my personal experience. And, a lot of people ask this, but they don't really understand it. So when you're interviewing a candidate, say they're 3-4 interviews deep, how much money does a company, or, in your opinion, does the company spend on just going through the interviewing process with the candidate before they either drop them or hire them?
So trying to keep it as lean as possible. With us and the ones I've been, it's usually I like to switch up and kind of get a little bit into the meat in the beginning, because the further along they go in the interview process, it is going to get more expensive. I've personally operated more under the kind of, they don't need to know anything, and like I said, I'm not really looking for being the best. It's more about that self-awareness and what they're passionate about. Can I trust them? Things like that. So to see that quality up front, and before I get down to the actual technical, a little bit of the technical up front, but really those qualities. And I think that approach weeds out. So you're kind of, I don't know, you're getting more expensive the longer that you can. And in some circumstances, you're trying to find somebody sooner than later. But I'd say that, and really being fond of giving assignments that are real world. So tying this to a real world application, and how, here's an assignment, here's how it's going to benefit. It's actually going to potentially be deployed, or it's going to be reviewed and considered. Giving those up front, some people that just aren't interested or able to will fall off right then and there. And it's really kind of a zero entry, or zero time commitment from our end as far as giving this out and just waiting for the responses to start flowing in.
I got a question. Someone asked, someone dropped a question Twitch chat. They want to know how many women do you work with on average? Like, how many have you hired? How many have you worked with, etc.
I hired one so far. Worked with 1, 2, 4 in my career, and as far as I know in the industry, probably another handful. So it's severely, slanted. It is predominantly males, but I say programming's for anyone. Like, just take, um, you know, it's we need more of everybody. So don't let that be a reason to not pursue this as a path.
So you got a question. Do you consider age? Now, he doesn't care about age. It's just about what you can do. And then, I don't know, have you ever done anything with visa sponsors? I've only worked with companies that sponsor visas, and then we hire people from that company. I've never had authority to make an H-1B decision myself. Have you?
No, I've not worked with any visas. I've worked with contractors a lot, but we've never had to go through the visa process.
Okay. What is the longest? Have you ever given like a take-home assignment to people before?
Yeah.
What is the longest one that you've given? And do you compensate them
So,
if you think it's too long?
no. So it depends. So if they want to do it for compensation, and if it's for a position where that's going to give us the best feedback, or for that role, or depending on where I've been at, some of them haven't been, but the ones that have been compensated, it's usually a mix of, do you think this is something you'd be able to turn around? What do you think you'd be able to turn this around? And being a little bit more lenient on our side, knowing that they do have a life and all these other things, and they're trying to do as well as want to show us how well they can perform on this assignment. So that's within reason. It's usually no more than a couple weeks if it's going to be compensated and they want to be involved. If it's just a general screening, the ones I've been a part of where we're just just making this available as sort of a screening process so that we can do a little bit of a weed out, that's some of those have just been up and they fill them out, and it's more of a, you submit it and then we use that as part of the interview process. So, hey, what did you do? What decisions did you make? What tripped you up? Why did you choose to do that? And really talk about that, and use it more of a conversation for those first couple interviews after they've completed it, if they choose to go that route.
Have you ever hired someone that's just completely bombed like a whiteboard test, and they just somehow were like, look, I know this was terrible, but let me explain why you should still hire me? Has that ever happened?
I don't do whiteboards. So I will talk about failures. Yes. So one of the questions that I'll ask is, tell me about a time you failed or something didn't go right, which speaks also volumes to me, because people want to look their best, and you rightfully should. But if you haven't experienced, recovering from outages, or sites go down, or you've made a mistake where, like personally, early on, one of my famous ones or infamous ones was a loop that didn't terminate in emails that were being sent out, and basically sent out an exponentially growing list of emails to thousands of people for a short period of time. And then we got rate limited. So that was a conundrum there. But if you don't have some of those experiences, and some of them you gain over time, and can speak to them and understand, how do you address it? How do you kind of have that retrospective, understand why it happened? How do we mitigate that? And how do we move on and make sure it doesn't happen again? Then when something is inevitably comes when I'm working with you, then I need to know that you know how to address that, and are familiar with that, and can make good decisions to mitigate those circumstances. So I don't whiteboard. I don't, haven't had conundrums there, but I definitely talk about what are circumstances you've been in, what are situations, and how do you overcome them, as well as talking to, as far as in replace of whiteboard, it's what are the things you worked, and so let's talk about that. Why did you choose to make those decisions? Why did you choose to implement it that way? What decisions did you consider that you ultimately didn't go with, and why? Very much like the similar questions if we had given them a task and they completed it and came back to us. We asked those similar questions about that as well.
You said you work remote, right?
Yeah.
one person asked, what are some good ways to keep accountable?
So I think it's sort of your just who you are. I mean, people do the Pomodoro stuff or other like hacks. They'll turn off stuff. I mean, for me, I've been, always remote or always working for myself. So having a very high sense of self accountability and responsibility and ownership over the stuff that I'm working on, and genuinely wanting to be involved and wanting that stuff to succeed, keeps, I want, like, it's just in who I am. It's not, people will say remote's not for everyone, and I will agree with that. If you are somebody that doesn't, I mean, it's not like you're remote at home chilling watching TV or doing whatever you want all day. Like, it's just, a lot easier in some other ways. But ultimately, for me, I'm very collaborative and very social, but like to have my own environment where I'm working with what I'm familiar with, and I think that's where I'm most productive. So again, with being accountable and everything else that comes along with being remote, I think a lot of it is self discipline and really being interested and accountable and having that within yourself, or establishing those traits within yourself that's going to make you succeed. If you are worried about will I stay interested in what I'm doing, or will I stay accountable, or will I get anything done if I'm at home, then maybe get yourself an office or a quiet room where you always go there and you associate that with work. Get some sort of routine where it's like I always get my coffee, then I go sit down in my chair, then I do my work, and something that you can, some regimen that kind of gives you those lines on either side, and you can fall into that routine, and that will help you remain accountable and engaged as well. Yeah.
Cool. I'm sure I come up with like some more questions. I'm trying to think. Chat, do you guys have any more questions for him? Patrick, Mike is totally muted, so Patrick, you have any more questions?
No, I don't.
Good. I'll wait for chat because chat is kind of delayed, but let's see. Do you think it's weird that people reach out and ask for like, why didn't you hire me? I told chat that it's because if you say the wrong thing, like why we didn't hire you, people can sue you for discrimination for whatever. However they want to interpret that, just gets messy.
Yeah, I haven't had to deal with. Usually it's, just no, thank you. We, for it doesn't matter what the reason why we moved on. There was, there's always the standard, regret to inform you there's another candidate that we felt better suited the role, blah, blah, blah.
Copy paste HR message, pretty much.
Yeah. As long as it's been approved by the attorneys, then here's
you
what
see, exactly. It's got to be approved by the attorneys because you're going to get sued if you say the wrong thing. And that's why.
Right.
I asked once for GitLab specifically, and I said, why didn't you hire me? And they said, you didn't have enough points on Stack Overflow. And like, that was fair, I was like, oh, I guess that's true. I didn't know it mattered that much, but whatever.
Yeah.
How many years have you been deving?
So I started my first business, my first LLC in 2009. So that's been around 10 years. But before, I was developing for probably the last 6-7 years before that, before I went what you would say commercial, where I was actually charging people for it. So a while.
What other, let's see. Oh, I'm getting a lot of questions about like what's the least requirement for a junior dev. I think it just, if you can do the job and if you're passionate about what you do and that you're cool. Like, you could be the greatest person at your job, but if you're like a douchebag to work with, I'm not hiring you. At least maybe if you're remote, I'm not gonna, Go ahead.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you got to be able to work with people. I think I talk with a lot of folks who they want to go into engineering, or they enjoy computers and they enjoy programming or whatever, but they also want to just or they imagine that I'm just going to go there, I'm going to code, and that's going to be it. And the social aspect or the communication aspect isn't as important. Where I put that when I'm talking with younger kids, that communication is one of the top qualities that at least I'm looking for, especially if you're remote, but even if you're in office. I mean, you need to be able to communicate, because so much of it is, relied on, you're writing code. It's between you and, the problems that you're solving for that day. or that sprint or whatever it is, other people still need to know. You also still need to be able to converse and have that knowledge transfer between you and somebody else. I work with and really support like cross-functional teams. So if you can get teams where it's not just you might be the developer or one of a couple of developers, but you've also got a project manager, a designer, or a UX or a QA engineer, where they might, they know their category, yours, but the team is cross-functional. You guys are working off of each other. You kind of are also helping each other with whatever the product or project that you're working on together. So yeah.
Let me see. You're getting a lot of questions. So I just turned 40. Is there an age limit? No. Some reason all your messages are being deleted. I have no idea. I feel like most companies want mid to senior. Only if you are looking to give junior. That's not true. I would say they're looking to hire a senior because they can get the most stuff done, especially remote. Because if you get stuck as a senior, chances are you can figure it out. If you get stuck as a junior, chances are you're going to waste everyone else's time. But at the same time, sorry, go ahead.
No, fine. I don't want to cut you off.
I was going to say at the same time, like senior developers cost a lot more. You could hire like 3 junior devs for the price of a good senior dev. So it's kind of like a risk. It's a trade-off. But I don't know. What are your thoughts with me?
Yeah, there's definitely a risk assessment with somebody who's doesn't have as much experience or can't speak to working remotely previously, that the company assumes when they hire somebody, whether they are at a junior level or they're even just new to remote, that you're taking on just kind of a chance on this individual of what are they going to do? Can they communicate? Are they going to spend hours stuck on one thing, or are they going to know when's going to be the appropriate time to reach out versus somebody who reaches out way too much? I've had instances where people, I wish it's like, well, do a little bit of digging and come to me with what you've tried, as opposed to just asking me, telling me you've got a problem. Like, what steps have you done? What have you been able to, solve so far? And then come to me, and then we can work together on this. Maybe, open up Discord or Slack or something and screen share and work through it together. But don't come to me with nothing. There was another piece of that question I wanted to touch on, but I forget what it was.
There's a common theme. How do you get feedback from companies when you get rejected if they can't say why? I said record a video of yourself. Like, chances are if you record yourself and watch yourself, you'll be like, oh God, why did I say that? Josh, what are you doing? Like, even when I make videos every day, I'm just like, oh my God, what are you doing? What are your thoughts?
With anything, even when I was in sports, it was always record yourself so you can look at yourself as a third person. But also, I think doing enough or being kind of open a little bit in the interview. So you do a lot of interviews, and you've mentioned this before, where you do them and you're confident because you don't really want the jobs. So I would say, along the same lines, do a lot of interviews, apply to jobs, even if you don't think you meet all the qualifications. But, if you're just applying and grinding on that, apply to some, get some experience with interviewing and with talking about, and the recordings of yourself will help as you look back, but also just the hearing different questions, hearing how you respond to these things and having more time to think about them, really, I think, is going to also help you in that aspect. Just getting out there, applying, practicing, and getting feedback from, it's okay to ask, a little bit. So maybe there's a question that you've gotten a couple times from multiple interviews, and the first one, it kind of tripped you up. Second one, you get it again, you give them their answer. But I'm happy if people go, so, this is what I would do. I would do X, Y, Z. You're usually given an opportunity to ask them questions. A good follow-up would be, so you heard what I would do. Is, what do you think that, that would be, or what would you guys do? Or how does my solution compare to things that you guys are doing or would do? And that kind of opens up a dialogue. I'm happy when I'm working with folks, if they were to turn the question a little bit on me, a very pointed, just want to turn around and say, well, how would you have answered all these questions? But, a very specific question in a case where you've said, this is what I would do, and ask, how does this compare to the stuff you guys are doing? Or how would you have addressed this? Or how do you guys solve for this question that you had asked me? I'm happy to explain ours. And even if we overall didn't feel that you were the most qualified at that point, one, I mean, that's telling me you're willing to ask and are genuinely interested. But two, what that's going to do for you is give you, now next time, that gives you one, something you can go back to the drawing board and look into your free time and maybe learn something new that you didn't otherwise know, and now you've learned from the interview. But two, the next time somebody asks you that question, you have a better idea of what at that level we're looking for you to do.
Look, all right, Miss Sweet Potato in Twitch, that awkward moment when Josh says LMAO, but he's not actually laughing. It's because I'm allowing this man to talk, okay? On the inside, I'm laughing. I got you, Sweet Potato. Ha, 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 ha. All right, you're good. There's some more questions, sorry. Have to address the chat,
I know. Hey, chat, how you doing? Looking good today.
Dude, how's it going, chat? Asking questions during the interview? Could be. What else? I'm looking at both chats. Someone asked, can your look affect you getting hired? Yes, of course, but is anyone going to say that? No, because they're going to get sued to shit. No one can say that, oh, we didn't hire you because you look weird, because that's illegal, right? But even if they make that choice, they can't say that.
That true. A few years ago, before I was remote, obviously not going to name any names, but I was at an organization where I did bring on somebody who it was solely, I mean, not solely, but it was very much, they had the skill and were qualified, but had a non-traditional way that they dressed. And I hired based on the skill, but one of the owners asked me why I hired. And I was like, these are the reasons I hired. So it was definitely, it can affect, but, and I've seen both sides of that. So.
It's all about those first impressions. Yeah, subconscious bias. That's pretty much you make it that's why you take the picture off your LinkedIn, or LinkedIn's okay because that's what it's for. But professional picture there, and then you want to don't put a picture on your portfolio because you might look like their ex-girlfriend, ex-wife, ex-husband, whatever, right? Even subconsciously, that might be yeah, no, and they just get weird vibes. People are weird, so first impressions matter, but it's illegal for them to matter at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That is the dichotomy. What else? Any other questions? Any other questions for Wolfie Chat? Then I'll be quiet, and then I think Wing's not what's in here. So I don't know. Chat's delayed by 45 seconds, so gotta wait a second.
Actually impressed with these questions. I haven't gotten any of the what programming language should I start with or anything like that.
Someone asked, what programming languages do you think are hot, and what should you keep on top of, if you're keeping on top of any right now?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm a Golang developer. That's what my primary language. So I know that is hard to find, both from the hiring aspect and from the if I wanted to move on to another job aspect. But Python is also growing. I know they went from the last Stack Overflow survey they did that's growing. I would. So my advice is always going to be double down on cloud, because that's where I live, and that's continually growing. And I'd say, your cloud native stuff is, if you want to get an edge on where the industry is going, start looking into some of that stuff.
What are your thoughts on boot camps, and if you have any specific boot camps that you like?
So I don't know a whole lot, or don't have a whole lot of experience talking with folks that have come out of boot camps. I was on the fence. I went to a meetup and ran into two individuals. I don't know which boot camp they went to, but they're the first people I had the opportunity to talk with that went through a boot camp and had issues finding jobs. So I started talking to them about what type of stuff did they cover in the boot camp, and they, so my experience with boot camps was talking with these folks, and they knew some of the basics with JavaScript and Node, and had built a couple applications, but we had them demo some of the stuff that they had worked on. And the second that something went different from the way that it had gone in the boot camp and the way that they were trained to do that, they had no idea what to do. So I can't speak for really any of them other than the experience I had with those guys, but My concern with the boot camps and the fast turnaround is you're being taught for like how to be productive now, but I don't know how much they go into the fundamentals and understanding how do you start to debug something that should be working but isn't, and where do you go and how do you start reasoning about that. That's why I think and people will start to panic when something stops going in down a predefined or a path. So that critical thinking and being able to look at a problem kind of objectively and understand where do I need to go from here is a big skill. And I don't know that people, maybe they're taught and people just aren't picking up on it, but I'd say that's one thing that I don't know is covered as much in a boot camp. I don't know if in the time that they're turning around people that's even something that they'd be able to teach in that period of time.
I don't think any boot camps teach Golang right now. So for your specific job, it's kind of, I don't know, it wouldn't apply. What do you think of AWS? Is too much or does it matter?
No, I mean AWS is. I mean that's what I live on. All our infrastructure is on AWS. So what do I think of it? I mean that's a very broad statement. I think between that and Azure, they're
According
definitely
to Hinaду,
pulling. Whoops, they're definitely pulling ahead of Google Cloud. Except Google Cloud just released an enterprise cloud hybrid. I forget what it was called, but thing the other day. So
The Stadia thing?
yeah, that. So I don't know. I think vendor lock-in, and when you get to that level and you're talking about launching infrastructure and where your infrastructure is going to live, you always have to worry about vendor lock-in and whether you want to go in, cross multi-cloud, or if you want to go straight up all in on AWS, and how much are you willing to do. So right now, everything that I do is fully AWS, living and breathing it. And yeah, so it's sort of a business decision that's made at the company level as to where that, where you want to go and who's going to meet your needs the best, or where you can get the best deal.
Hey Josh, I think we have 2 other people in the call-in.
Yeah. So, Wolfie, thank you, dude. Appreciate the
Yep,
advice.
no problem.
We're going to bring
No problem.
Wings Nut in, I guess. Thanks, man.
All right. Yep. See you guys.
Chad,
Thank you,
thanks
Josh.
for the
Thanks,
questions.
guys.
Bye, Wolfie.
It's good to meet you, man.
Yeah. Talk soon. Bye.
See ya. All right. What's up, man? Oh, he's muted.
There we go. How's it going?
It's going, man. How is everything? What kind of questions? What's your situation?
I'm pretty good. So I'm actually a freshman in college at the University of Maryland. So I just got my first internship at a pretty good sized company. So I was thinking that I could come in here and maybe answer some questions on what it's like going through your first interview, or getting your first internship, or even, the computer science experience in college.
Patrick, grill him. Go.
So sorry, I was actually feeding my kids. Can you repeat that? I am so sorry.
He's got his first internship. Did you finish, or no? You freshman, right? It's a freshman in computer science.
Yeah, I am a freshman. Yeah.
All right. Well, I got a question. What's the difference between on the job and at school? Tell me about that huge gap.
I feel like at school, it's not a whole lot of practical knowledge. It feels like I go to class, I pick up a ton of skills that I can't really apply anywhere. Like one of the classes I'm in now is like some discrete math course, and it's like proofs and proving and stuff like that. And I just don't really find any application for that anywhere.
What do you do? What's your actual internship position? Like, what's the job?
So I should clarify, I haven't started my first day yet. It's a summer internship, but it's kind of an interesting story. I actually applied to a software testing internship thing, and I applied online, and I went in for the internship, and they tested me on web development, and then I got moved to a different location, and they changed my job description again. So now I'm a software engineer. So yeah. Right now, I'm not exactly sure because they won't even give me a job description. But hopefully I'll figure that out.
What's that pay look like? Can you say?
What was it? Yeah, it's about 23 an hour.
About 20. That was more than I got, dude. I got $18 an hour at my first job, and 23 an hour, kicking my ass. Nice. That's
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm in the Washington D.C. area, so I think the pay's a little inflated here.
I gotcha. What
Got
was
to
the
admit,
question?
I do not miss college at all, man.
So, oh man, I had a question. What were the questions that they asked you in your internship interview? Like, walk us through from start to finish. Like, I don't know, pick one of your many, I guess you had.
So it wasn't a lot of very in-depth questions. I just went into the interview. It was for a data ETL software testing internship, which is something that I was upfront. Oh, is Discord detecting my mic?
Yes.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, so it was something I was upfront about. I was like, I don't have a lot of knowledge about this. I'm willing to learn. I had no experience in SQL when I applied to the job. So I think they had to change up their questions a little bit. So I went in and they asked me mostly about like a lot of front end stuff, filling out forms online and how to check forms and how that communicates with the database, but nothing very in depth. I was kind of surprised.
What's your experience been like with the internship?
He hasn't done
Anything
it
that's
yet.
been really great?
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't
He hasn't
yet.
started
Okay.
yet. He's gonna start. We're talking
That's
about
gonna
how he
be-
got it. How big's the company?
That's-
How big is it? It's a Fortune 500 company.
Okay, so huge, ginormous. That's
Yeah.
why I didn't ask anything specific. That's what happened at my company, at my engineering job, mechanical engineering job. It's huge. They were just like, what do you do for fun? And I was like, I like to work on cars. I have no interest in cars, but like it's a mechanical engineering job, so they want to see that you like to tinker on shit, you know. So they don't really ask
Yeah.
specific stuff like that at huge companies. They're just, it's an internship role, and then they'll roll you into another one. So this is a very traditional path, I think. Do you think they would have hired you if you weren't in college? Do you think that would have mattered?
If I weren't in college, yeah, I'd say so. I think as long as you can go in there and you can answer all the questions and you have the skills they're looking for, they're going to hire you. I don't think college is important. I didn't really want to go to college, but my parents were like, code boot camps, I've never heard of those, so you're going to college.
Yeah, so that I get that question a lot. There are a lot of people like, should I drop out of college, go to code boot camp? And I'm like, are your parents going to kick you out? Because they might, you know? Like, there's a lot of parents that are like, yeah, we don't know what that is, so no. Did you have projects? Anything to show them?
So I had some of my, well, I didn't bring anything with me. I had no online portfolio at all. I was able to discuss some of the in-school projects, but like I haven't developed a lot of personal projects. I had a little bit of prior experience with web development. Other than that, though, not very much.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a lot of the same questions. Hopefully that answered your questions, chat. If you're out there lurking, just want you to know I appreciate you, and he appreciates you, and I don't know. It sounds like you got a good spot to me. It sounds like you're in a good position here. Did they ask you about school? I mean, I'm assuming they did if you talked about the projects.
No, they didn't ask me too much about school. It was kind of a weird interview. It almost makes me feel like it was completely random chance. It was a 15-minute interview. I drove there. They just sat. I couldn't even get into the building actually, because I needed a key card, so I had to call my contact to let me in. So that was kind of sketchy. But they just sat me down. They hit me with some really light technical questions for 15 minutes, and that was it.
Did they talk about the conversion rate? So like at the end of your summer internship, are you going to come back for another one? Do you have to do 2 to get a full-time job? Did anything about that?
So the way this company works, so in this section of the company, I should say, they hire on 2 people every summer as interns, and they keep you on as a permanent employee, but they put you on administrative leave. So over winter break or the following summer, I can come back off of that leave and I can continue working there. But no, they didn't say anything specifically about future, like full future employment.
Are you excited for it? Are you really excited?
Yeah, incredibly excited. I'm happy to have the opportunity, mostly because as like a freshman in college, you send out so many of these you fill out so many of these job applications. Like you'll send out like, I don't know, 40 or 50, and you'll maybe get like 5 emails back, and most of them just deny you straight off the bat. Just, oh, he's a freshman, he has no experience. There's no way.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are calling you lucky, and I'm gonna say it's not
Yeah.
luck. It's opportunity plus preparation. Like you saw the opportunity, you jumped on it, you were prepared to the degree that they required, and so you got the job. That's not luck. Like this, he made an effort. He showed up. Like he made give him some credit. You guys are just salty that it's not you. It's luck,
No, I mean,
opportunity plus preparation. That's how it works. That's how
yeah,
go ahead.
I don't deny there's definitely a little bit of luck involved. I wouldn't call this like an orthodox interview process at all, but I would say that like doing your homework beforehand, like I had, gone through my the person that's interviewing me. I went through their LinkedIn, so I was aware of their, certifications and all that sorts of stuff. So I feel like doing your homework beforehand and being knowledgeable about what you're going in to talk about is really important. I think that leaves a good impression. Mm.
I think, yeah. I mean, like you see a lot of people that are like, the more successful you are, the luckier you are. But it just like over time, the more prepared you are for things, the more you realize opportunities, and you can see the chance to convert them in your benefit. Like that just comes with time and the grind. And so, I don't know, people that are like, "Oh, you're lucky," they're just projecting insecurities of what they don't have, in my opinion. So it's not orthodox. You are at the right place at the right time. Like, like when you're born, you don't get to pick like the checkbox of like where you live, who your parents are. Same thing with like life. This stuff just happens, right place, right time, and that you just gotta accept it. You can't be mad. Sorry, chat. I'm ranting. Okay, cool.
What's the one thing you're hoping you can take away from this internship when it's over?
Mostly a solid practical application for the things I learn. So I'm at the University of Maryland, and we learn basically Java for the first 2 years, or the first 2 semesters, I should say. But there's no solid application for that, at least in school. So just being able to apply that in the real world is going to be really nice, I think.
But if they offer you a job right after, would you turn it down and just go back to school, or?
Um, I'd say turn it down and go back to school because when I originally went for the interview, I didn't like the work environment at all. But I
Mhm.
also know that I don't happen like this like I don't have a lot of options. So I think that I'm definitely taking this opportunity, but I think with this, kind of under my belt, I'll have something different for next year.
Totally.
All right, you guys got any more questions for Wings Nut in here? We gotta wait like 45 seconds to chat, but thanks for coming in, dude. Thanks for sharing.
Of course.
Thanks for sharing your story.
Let me see. No more questions? I gotta wait still. 92 viewers on YouTube. What up, YouTube? I appreciate all you guys on YouTube. I appreciate all you guys on Twitch. Thank you for hanging out. Mike, did you say Zai won your thing like 3 times? He doesn't need it. Zai doesn't need it.
Yeah, he won, and then he back to the stream 3 times, and then at the end we were just like, all right, second. 3 times.
Zai's got that RNG on his
Oh
side.
yeah, he wrote a exclamation point hex or something like that, and I think people actually believed it.
Cool. All right, doesn't look like there's any more questions. So appreciate you. Good luck, man.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for hanging
See
out,
ya.
dude. All right, Mike. This is the part where we grill Patrick
Oh yes.
Man, what did I do?
because
I'm pulling up-
you're in interview mode.
Chat,
Oh,
give me all your questions.
All
I'll
your
ask
questions
them.
for Patrick.
All your questions.
He's been in
Oh,
interview
no.
mode. So Patrick, I'm gonna need to tell
Yes.
you. I'm gonna need you to answer these questions here. Why should we hire you over someone else for this JavaScript full stack developer position? Like what value are you bringing here?
Well, so I think one of the great things that I've experienced is the ability to go from, knowing nothing to being able to go through the boot camp and then getting up to speed with everything really quick. And so maybe more of your candidates might be better experienced in JavaScript than me, but I can tell you that I can learn any new technologies that you bring to the table faster than the rest of them. And so I would say the value that I bring in is a quick learner. I can get streamlined real fast, and within the first 3 to 6 months of the job, I could probably be very familiar with the code base and be up to speed as anybody else on the team.
I like it.
Dude,
I have a question from Zai. He says, "What is your weakest skill set as a developer?"
Ooh.
So I would say the weakest skill set I have as a developer is in the back end, but currently, while it might be weak for me now, I am actually trying to improve upon it every day. I've been practicing and learning and trying to get as much experience as I can to fill out that gap.
So just a little bit of advice. Just pretend I was an employer or whatever. Try not to like generalize it as all the back end, especially if you're going for a full stack position, because that's a red flag. So maybe like pick one thing. Be like, I need to brush up on my SQL queries or something like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I know you're being honest. I'm just saying, like, if someone is going for a full stack position and 50% of their job is back end, and they're saying that it's not their strongest, skill, that might red flag.
Patrick, on the fly, I'm going to need you to do a reversed linked list and a binary search tree. Go.
Well, it depends. What language do you want me to do it in?
I'm going to need you to do that in Golang.
Oh, yeah. See, I don't know Golang, so it's probably not going to be a good fit.
Do it in JavaScript, the fastest language.
What is your...
I'll do it in Python for you real quick.
Oh, you already did that for an interview question. Oh,
yeah.
Patrick.
Copy pasta.
I'll tell you this. This is what I've done for actual whiteboarding interviews, okay, so far. I've done reversing a doubly linked list. I've actually created a linked list in Scratch from C. I've actually rebalanced a binary search tree for somebody. So damn. I can do all that if you want me to, but it'd just be a bit.
Everybody's eyes will glaze over. No.
I remember when one of Patrick's interview a really long time ago, I think when he first started Lambda, Josh, you asked him something like, how much CS knowledge do you have? And Patrick said, if you asked me to balance a binary tree, I wouldn't know what to do. And now he's saying he can, so.
Yep.
It's cool to hear.
Patrick, tell the stream about all of the interview questions that you've had. Recap every single interview question for all of the companies and tell us what you've been asked to the stream, because you applied for senior, junior, mid-level. You've heard all of them. So.
I've applied to everything.
Yeah, so give us your rundown of everything you've been asked so far.
Okay, so a lot of the stuff that usually I get asked, so I usually, not 100% of the time I've gotten a code test that I had to take home and finish. It usually varies, but most of the time they just want to see that it's either front end or full stack, depending on the position, right? So it could be like the one I most recently did, they wanted me to recreate a piano, but break down it component wise as much as possible. And so it was fun. One of the interview questions I get the most are kind of culture fit stuff. So, who am I? What do I enjoy doing as hobbies? Then you get into like the business like questions. So if there's someone you have a problem with on the team, what do you do? Have you ever had an experience like that, having a problem with someone on the team, disagreements, etc.? I've also been asked various questions like, how do I feel about testing? Unit tests, test-driven development, etc. Quick fact, guys: do not ever make any jokes about testing. Don't even breathe. Don't even say the word test, because they will drop you from the interview process like that after 5 interviews if they detect even a hint that you don't like testing.
It's fun just fact a red flag. Yeah.
Fun fact. So if they ask you if you hate testing, say no, I love it, even if you hate it, because
yep.
If they even sense a quiver in your lip, they will drop you like a fly. Anyways, I've been asked if I've been familiar with technologies like AWS, Lambda. Have I learned Docker? Docker and Kubernetes have been kind of a growing thing here, at least in the Bay Area, the area I'm in. So that's very it's asked a lot. They ask what my favorite thing about React is. Have I been keeping up with new technologies in React? For instance, they asked if I knew about React hooks, which I do because I like to keep up with it. They asked if I follow any of the trending technologies on Twitter. Say you do. Even if you don't, say you do. And then go home and do it, because it's probably going to be asked in the next interview or so. But yeah, in terms of like whiteboarding though, I wouldn't say everything I've been asked is hard. The bigger companies will ask the harder questions, like the balancing of a binary search tree was asked by a pretty big company. Otherwise, the ones that I've interviewed with that are like startups are kind of just, they're not Series A or Series B anymore. They're just kind of bigger now. They've asked me to do things like system architect stuff. So explain in a high level how I would break, I would create a thing called like a short link maker. So you would put in a long web address and then you would churn out a short link for it. How would you go about doing that at a high level, no code at all? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Tell us about a
How long-
time you failed.
Which time, Josh? Which one do we want to go over?
No, this is not for me. This is Silver Slayer 23.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
A time I failed. Let's see. In an interview, this is really embarrassing. So I was interviewing for a company. I'm not going to say the name, but they asked me if I'm very familiar with JavaScript stuff like map, filter, and reduce. And I'm like, oh yeah, totally. Like I've used it a lot, right? And so he shows me some code, and this is like code that I've never seen before. I've never seen anyone write JavaScript like this before. So I was like, what is this? It looked foreign to me. And he goes, okay, tell me what is wrong with this reduce function. And I'm looking at it, and it's like the weirdest way to ever write reduce. I've never seen anyone do it like this before. And I just sat there for like 5 minutes, like blanking and flipping the flip out because I was like, I've never seen this kind of syntax before. I don't even think it was TypeScript. It was something weird. And I'm like, I've never seen a syntax before. And he goes, so you don't know reduce then? And I was like, what? And so I would say it was a really weird experience. I felt like I was attacked afterwards because they were basically like, if you don't know it, you don't have to say that you know it. But yeah, it was weird.
How long? So when a company usually approaches you, give you a test or some kind of project to build, they usually give you a timestamp. Like this should be done in 2 hours. How long do you actually spend?
Well, let's see. I guess a good example. I don't actually ever tell them how long it took. I do, but like I try to streamline the whole thing.
Yeah.
So if a project says, for instance, the keyboard project that I had recently, the piano one, it told me that it should take no longer than 6 hours. I took 3 days because the company knows that you're not able to just sit for 6 hours straight and work on something. And so I kind of just say, okay, like it took me, 2 hours on one day that I had time for, 1 hour on another day, and then an hour on the last day. And so I'll just kind of add them up together, kind of round down a little. But otherwise, like I'm realistic, right? I don't lie and say, oh, this took me only an hour. That's cool, if it actually took me 3 or 4 over the course of 4 or 5 days, right? But just, be realistic. I think when people say that this should take you 6 hours, that's just a hopeful number sometimes. X amount of hours it should be. If you're applying for a junior level thing, then it's not really a big deal. If it's senior though, then they care.
There's one question that. What was the? Oh, it doesn't really apply to Patrick, but it's like, what was your least favorite thing about your last job? Patrick, what was your last job?
My last job I've ever worked was at Costco, and that I was at for like 3 years. I was what's called a night stalker. STOCKER, not like stalker. Anyways, yeah, everyone says, oh, so they make the crack though, like you're a night stalker joke. But yeah, my job was kind of making sure that things get off the truck and are stocked in the store throughout the day. I used to do water bottles, so I used to bring those out on a pallet, and I lost so much weight from it. I lost like 50 pounds in 3 months doing that job. Anyways, besides the point, that was probably the hardest. I would say Costco was a very physically demanding job. If you want to know what my worst experience with interviewing is, we can also talk about that.
Let's let chat ask you some questions. I feel
Okay.
like chat's got some good ideas for you.
I got one here. If you and a coworker have a disagreement about implementation, how do you resolve this?
I would ask him why. So if we're talking like we just started having this disagreement about how we wanted to implement something, I would really want us to kind of get like a list of pros and cons between both implementations and figure it out. And then just reevaluate exactly in terms of the implementation, what is this doing for the project? What's the end goal for the project? What are the MVP goals for this? And then just try to see between the two implementations what better fits with the role or the idea of what we're trying to finish. And if we still can't, then I would just bring in the team lead and say, between these two implementations, what do you think's better? And we'll just go with that. One thing that you have to be very aware of in the tech industry is a lot of people are okay, I wouldn't say a lot of people, but I would say there's an influx of people who have like bad social skills, or they're very down on themselves about who they are, their ability to do their work, and so a lot of people will kind of thrust who they are into their work, and so if you disagree with something that they do, it can really hurt them, and that's why they might lash out in anger or disappointment. So you have to be very mindful of that. And you also have to be very careful about what you say.
Yeah. I didn't get any questions from chat, but I'm sure there are some. So if you're out there, ask questions to Pat. I'm gonna fix my camera because I'm sitting down. I've been standing up. Now, let's see.
Thanks for the follow, Galio.
Yeah. Hey guys, do me a favor. Go follow Patrick. He's like 2 follows away from affiliate. This is what he's doing while he's in that interview life right now. I appreciate it. Go give your Twitch primes to Patrick. I'm gonna link it in YouTube and I'm gonna link it in Twitch.
I really appreciate it, guys. We're actually building a pet finder app, which helps people adopt animals from shelters that are nearby them. We've been doing it from design, concept to production, so that's what we're doing right now.
I'm gonna fix the camera angle, guys. You guys can ask me questions if you want. It doesn't have to be just a. You can ask Mike questions if you want. Like, he's been building an API on his channel. Patrick's over here. Thought Patrick found
Building
a
a
job.
mobile app.
He did have a job.
Building his dog
and
app.
they withdrew his offer because he asked for an extension, and they said, okay, you can have an extension. And then he said, great. And then he signed the letter and sent it in. And they said, sorry, actually, we're withdrawing the offer. So, do you make a video
Because
about
I
that?
asked.
Yeah. Do you make a video about that, or you just leave it? Because it's been a whole ordeal.
Yeah.
That it's just not, he's had a bunch
And
of
then they
other
were, but then they were kind of like sending me emails that were like, "Why'd you make that video? Should I be like offended by this video?" It was just weird.
Oh, they actually confronted you about the video?
Well, no, like in a very passive aggressive way. They're like, "Hey, great video. Do you want us to drop you from the hiring pool?" About the like getting hired, and I'm like, "Oh, that was about me for this job." But I mean, if
Yeah.
it no longer applies, and he's like, "Oh, well, do you feel like you were misrepresented in this video?" It was just like weird questions, and so I stopped answering them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's this is probably the biggest BS thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Maybe you dodged a bullet. Who knows? If they can't trust you like that, then who knows what would happen in 2 weeks when you get some more bills and you think you're bringing in revenue. Maybe you get a car, and then they're like, yeah, we don't want to keep you anymore.
You can just imagine like what that would be like to work there at a company that is actively like that micromanaging. Which framework has more upside, Marketability, React, or Angular? Marketability depends on where you live. Sounds like a nightmare to deal with. It was a nightmare. It's been a nightmare. It has, I don't know. It's just like I want to make. I don't know. I feel like it should be talked about, but I don't think a dedicated video is in order for it. If you're part of the community here, you know about it. If you're not, you don't know about it. I don't think it's really worth talking about like that because it just makes everything look garbage. It ruins the credibility of my content because I didn't know this was going to happen. And like, I don't know. I'm just trying to be honest, but it has been a nightmare for Patrick and myself. And I thought about making a GoFundMe for Patrick, like, I don't know. It's just been, are me and Patrick going to make a startup? I don't know. We're going to start up.
I don't know. Are we, Josh?
How would you spend your time on the job during a slow phase? What are you going to do, Pat? I'm going to fix my camera. Go ahead.
How would I would go work out. Like if the job had the ability for me to go like work out or like do something other than like sitting at a computer. Anything that gets me up and active, which is just great because if most of your time is just spent sitting, my back hurts just from doing Lambda, so that's one thing you all should be very wary of. Is like getting up and stretching, and especially during your lunch breaks and all that. Yeah, you just need to get up.
Imagine living in Canada where you can't walk outside.
How many? Okay, I had a question in my stream from TBC. How many times do you think you dodged a bullet on an interview? So far, so 3.
It's gonna be that Matrix scene.
Yeah, literally me just flying backwards and the bullets going right past me.
Just the SFC just fly right next to you.
Hey. No name dropping.
My bad.
I mean, you said it wrong anyway, but still.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Recently got hired. How long do you think I'll have the job for front-end dev because I have minimal experience? How long will you have the job? I don't know your actual skill set, so that is slightly... Yeah.
Okay, so Josh, someone wanted me to go into details about the 3 bullets that I dodged. I'm not going to name the companies, but I will talk about the experience. So one company that gave me an offer for $60K, and that was for a 4-week contract to see if I fit for the company. And here's the thing, that's half of what the market average is for a junior dev in my area, because the Bay Area is kind of expensive. So at $60K, I did the math. I would be breaking even after 17% for Lambda, after single taxes, and after gas. I'd basically be taking home, what did we calculate it out to, Josh? Basically like $500 more than minimum wage at full time.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. like it was almost equivalent to working minimum wage at that. So it's like, it wasn't in the San Francisco area. It's not a 60K is not an offer. That's what you make at Walmart, you know. So it's like
exactly
pointless.
And so for the second one, I was going to take the offer because it was a good offer. It seemed like good benefits. And then that was the company that we just talked about who rescinded it after they said, oh, yeah, feel free to take a couple more days if you need to. And then took it away from me right after.
You got to explain why this happened. Like, you asked for an extension because you were like 4 levels, you were balls deep in another company's interview process, and you were going to have 2 offers instead of 1. And I think it's fair for you to ask, be like, hey, I got this other interview. I'm 5 levels in. I'd like to finish it. Is that okay? And they were like, oh, yeah, sure. Absolutely. Go ahead and finish it. And you're like, cool, thanks. Give me a couple days. And then literally the day after they said, cool, yeah, absolutely, they were like, sorry, we're rescinding our offer. And you're like, wait, what? What the shit? And then they message you about the video, and they're like, congratulations on your new job offer. And Patrick's is like, this was your company that I accepted. Like, I was sending you the letter right now, and they're like, oh, well, it's too late. Yeah, we're taking our offer back. And so it's just the biggest bullshit ordeal you've ever seen in your life, you know? Like,
yeah, it was pretty bad.
I want to make a video about it, but, like, you know, Patrick doesn't want to talk about it. I feel like I've made fraudulent content now. It's just, like, absolutely the worst situation in the history of mankind. But Patrick's going to get another job. We're not even worried about it. So, anyways, he's streaming right now. He's almost affiliate, and he's gonna be doing this, I guess, right?
Yeah. And then for the last experience, and this one's the most recent one, I was 4 interviews deep. It was the last interview. I interviewed with 13 people in one day over the course of 4.5 hours. And they decided not to hire me because I said, and quote, this is literally what I said. And I remember because I practiced it for this question specifically. I don't hate testing. I had a bad experience with Jess, but I'm really excited to see what testing will be like in a business environment. That is quite literally 100% what I said. And when I asked for the reason why, they go, oh yeah, we're not going to be moving forward. It seemed like your front-end skills that were non-React were not very good. And their stack is literally just React on the front end. So I said, oh, I'm sorry that the team felt like that. Could I maybe, still have a chance to prove to the team, whether that's through like a temporary contract, that I can go the distance, that I was able to, learn what needed to be learned. And they responded with, no, the real reason is because you said you hated testing. And with a little smiley face. Maybe next time don't say that.
Yeah, you didn't even say that. They were just like, what do you think about testing? And you were like, oh, testing, yeah, it's not really my thing. Ha ha ha. And they were like, oh, yeah, for sure. And then they email you, they're like, you said you hate testing, so no.
Well,
like,
it's not even like I said that. I literally said I don't hate testing. I just had a bad experience with Jess, but I'm excited to learn what testing will be like and in a business environment. Does that come off as I hate testing?
I think, Patrick, that I've been a little bit on the side of interviewing, but more on the side of being interviewed. And a lot of the time, they'll find a reason, mostly a generic reason, something that they'll try and put the blame on something so that they don't have to give you the real reason why they're not hiring. You know what I mean? They'll try and divert your attention to something you said or something you didn't do or something you did do versus the real reason of maybe they just didn't feel confident with you, right?
Maybe.
But instead of actually giving you constructive criticism of, hey, we just felt like you weren't good, and maybe you need some more time to practice. Instead of giving the honest answer, they'll just be like, oh, you said this, or and then they just get you out of their face.
Yeah, it's their loss though.
Yeah,
I would have been a great candidate for them, and I told them that in my response email. I said I'm sorry that the team felt like that they misrepresented my words. They missed out on a great opportunity for a great candidate, and good luck in your future endeavors.
Yeah, it's important to remember that when you walk in that door for your interview, it's the first time they ever meet you. They don't know about how hard you work. They don't know things. They just, what I mean?
No, I understand that.
So
I know my value and I know my worth and I know what I'm capable of doing. I would have brought that company great value beyond.
You just got to show them that. That's the thing. Yeah. You got to show them that.
But like I said, and like you said, Mike, if they're going to find any excuse to not have me, then that's their loss.
I mean, I wouldn't want to work with someone who doesn't want to work with me and then who makes up bullshit excuses as to why. Like, what's the real reason here? Is it because, like, I don't know. It's just like, it's a really weird place to be in, right? Because if you make a video discussing it, talking about crap company, I see this in some chat, right? Like, some crap companies, and like, this is what happens. This is reality of junior devs, and people are like, number one, they're like, oh, I shouldn't do this then, which is not true. Because this is, thousands of companies, a few experiences. It just happens to be a coincidence. It's not a pattern. It looks like a pattern, but it's not. And it's really hard to get that across to Patrick. At least it was at first, but like, it's not about him. It's just like, this is what happens. And if you make a video on it, Patrick's image, it matters. And then it looked like Lambda didn't prepare him ready, right? Like, so then there's all about this imaging, and then there's like me. No one wants to work with me because they're afraid I'll like put them on blast on the channel. And so it's like this really awkward place to be in. And it's like, if you're in the Discord, you've known about it for a while, but it's just not worth, it sucks all around. Even Patrick doesn't want to make a video on it. Like, that's just, I don't know. But Patrick's
who knows
gonna be okay.
How someone else can take it.
What?
It's a bad thing. If you guys talk about it, someone might take it the wrong way, and then that can hurt him in the future, right?
Yeah, I don't want to make Patrick look like in any way. I don't want to make anyone look like any way about it. It's just a unfortunate. Like I got back from the trip, and Patrick sends me a message. He's like, they rescinded their offer, and I'm like, wait, what?
Literally the day you posted the video.
I was just like, I posted the video. He's like, dude, they effing rescinded my offer, and I was like, wait, what? We just made this whole video, and like it's doing great, and everyone's happy for you. And then they're like,
it was literally 5 minutes after you posted it.
And we thought it was because of the video. I thought it was like, oh, it was because he said something about the company in the video. And it wasn't, they didn't even see it. They didn't even watch it. They didn't see it. They didn't hear about it. They didn't know about it. They were just like, they were just like, yeah, you took too long. Yeah, we're just going to rescind the offer. And Patrick's like, but wait, I'm like, it's in my hand right now. I'm actually sending it to you. And you said I could have time to finish this other interview anyways, which I'm like 4 levels deep. I'm sure you do the same thing. And they're like, yeah, sorry, it's not going to work when I interview other candidates, but we'll keep you in the pool if we come back to you. And it's like, wait, are you kidding me? Like,
yeah,
it was just the most ridiculous. And then Patrick does the next interview, and he's like doing great, and he's doing amazing. And then he gets to the final interview, and they bring him in for the final interview, and they tell him he doesn't have enough tech knowledge outside of the front end that he had. And it's like, you could have told him that on the second interview, because that's when you did all the tech stuff. Are you kidding me? Like, you don't have to bring him into the final interview to be like, well, we're not hiring you based on your tech knowledge. Boy, that's interview number 3. What are you really not hiring him for is the question. And so,
I can feel Josh's anger.
I have lost sleep over this shit, dude. I want to talk about it. I want to roast these companies, but I'm not going to do it. It will make multiple people look bad.
At least till I get at my job first.
Exactly. Like, it just makes me so mad that these children would do this, like, and it's really unfortunate because like you can see that they're trying to squeeze everything out of you, right? They make you do like 6 interviews for what they were going to pay you. Boy, like I I got like 2 interviews and they're like, you're hired, and I got paid similar, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I had one.
you could see they're squeezing out the maximum profit there.
It's just unfortunate because it's so competitive here, which is why now I'm just looking outside of California because I can tell that people here are more concerned about trying to lowball and make more profit over someone who might not be as experienced or is a junior level developer. And it's just bad.
Do you think that's why you do so many rounds of interviews? Because I've never done that many. Never done 5 or 6.
The average here in this area, because it's competitive, is 4 or 5.
Okay.
I think it's just my area. It could also just be an American thing. You live in Canada, Mike.
I've had 1 3-round, but it was like because two of us both applied from the boot camp, and they kind of weren't sure who to go with. But otherwise, it's been like 1 interview or 2 interviews, and that's it.
I've had like Ernst posted, I was offered an internship, going to sign the paperwork, and you got an email. Unfortunately, some things on our end didn't work. That happened to me, except I actually got the job, and I turned other jobs down. I turned 2 job offers down to take 1 job offer. I worked there for 3 months, and the project that they were about to start as I was ramping up and learning, sorry, it fell through. What? I could have 2 other jobs right now. So of course I go back and I email them. I'm like, hey, so my job fell through. Like, that was 3 months ago. We filled the position. Sorry. And I was like, are you kidding me? So yeah, it's part of one of the things that like I'm really focused on.
It sucks when they drain people's resources like that.
And see, my experience is kind of similar with yours, Josh, except it wasn't like that I got hired. I held out for the 3rd company that I had that bad interview thing with, and so you could, and it's not fair to say that it's their fault for the reason I got my other offer rescinded, but it's kind of like, it seemed like this 3rd company would have been a better experience and a better, overall for me personally, because I'm a family man, right? Like, I need more money is better for my family, and so I'm going to go with whatever is better for my family. And so I held out for them, got my offer rescinded from the 2nd company, and then they decided to drop me from the interview process because, in quote, like Josh said, my non-React front-end skills needed work. Could just be an excuse, whatever, but it's still just a waste of everyone's time.
They could have told you that on the 2nd interview after you did the tech test, in my opinion. It seems like they're just leading you on. It just absolutely.
It seems like they're just pulling his time. I had this one company an hour away from where I live, and they don't have any trains or buses that go there, so I'd have to get a car. And I went out, I did my interview, I met up with the guy again at like a meetup, and he said he really liked me, and he's gonna see what's gonna happen, and he's like, we just have 1 other person, and a bunch of like reasons why he's gonna give me like a week till he gives me an answer. And they gave me an offer which was half of what the entry-level developer makes. So it was the equivalent of like 17 an hour, and I'd have to get a car. Just think about the costs. An hour drive, a car, and half the pay of an entry-level developer.
Yeah, unless they're going to like actually compensate you for the car payments, then it's probably not a good idea.
It just didn't make sense. I'd pull away like not even 5 an hour after all my bills and everything.
I don't know.
And it was hourly too.
Someone said the stream got sad. The stream's not really sad. We're just keeping it real. We just gotta keep.
Yep.
We just gotta keep this shit real, Like, I'm not gonna lie and be like, oh, all devs are great. Like, you gotta get stuff in writing. You gotta like. I did 6 interviews for a recruiter, and I was going in to sign papers like you, Ernst. This totally different job, and they said, sorry, our funding ran out. What? What if I got hired yesterday? Like, I would have had a job for a day. Would you pay me? Would I like what? How do you not see this coming? And so you can kind of think of that in terms of a company. If a company just loses funding in one bad decision, that tells something about the company and the people who are running this. Best resources for learning Rails. Jamie Kelly, go to theodinproject.com. It's free. All right, carry on. I'll be quiet.
You're good.
Yeah, it's just this is the reality of, the industry, especially if you're going to be applying in a startup. For a lot of startup businesses, you can have a job one day and have a job not have one the next.
It's happened to me in every single job that I've ever had. In some way, some dude at the top that I don't talk to, but gets to make $3 million a year, gets to decide if you can pay your rent or provide for your children. Blah 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 blah. Like, You just got to be
Yeah.
real careful. Got to be real careful. But so, I do it myself, so I don't got to worry about that. But how many tennis balls can you fit in a limousine? 300,024.
A lot. My company hired a accounting manager. Something like the girl's job is to manage finances, and a week later they fired 10 developers.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it happen too. Actually, on my last day at the job that we all got, like all 12 of us, we got let go. Like on the last day, it was like a deadline. We all stayed up till 4:30 in the morning the day before, working on the project, and I was like, we're all gonna get fired. Like, and then they're
Do
like,
you feel at
"Josh,
that
shut
point
up."
you're just like you don't want to put in any more effort? Like you're done because you know, or you have a feeling that the next day they're just gonna say, "Josh, bye."
No, not really. It was just a joke. It was like, oh, we didn't deliver we went 3 hours over the deadline until 3 a.m. and we thought they were gonna fire us. Or I made the joke, right? And everyone's like, shut up, Josh. We did good. It's done. We're done. Everyone's happy. And then we went to a hangout for a group meeting, kind of like a post-mortem to review the project. And they were like, yeah, actually, we're ending all development sources right now. The client will never see your project. No one will ever see your project. You're not allowed to show your project to anyone due to the NDA working with the government. And you have 5 minutes to exchange contact information. Thanks for working here. And that was it. That was literally it. So I took a screenshot. I have it somewhere. Everyone's like crying. And I'm just like, is this real life right now? Like, it just seems like this is the industry standard. It's just really, like, I took small companies because of flexibility. And this is a trade-off that you get with small companies. Maybe I just have poor choice. But when you make the decision to pay your rent or not, it's a pretty easy choice.
I think it happens at bigger companies just as much. At least my experience.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's all about profit. You're a cog in the machine.
Yeah.
That's how it works. You get accepted or
You're
you
an
don't.
asset.
All right, guys. If you're here on YouTube, please go follow me on Twitch. I'm really close to affiliate, and I'd like to have my sub button. I love you all.
Get Josh that affiliate.
I don't even have affiliate. Patrick has affiliate. Mike has affiliate. I don't even have affiliate.
Actually,
You got it today?
I need one more day. I need to stream one more day for affiliate. I'll have it tomorrow.
I think I get it after one day, too. Sell out. I'll be first sub. Thanks, dude.
Ooh.
Ooh.
One more and Josh beats me.
I'd appreciate it. I have to look at my channel. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing on Twitch. Everyone is so good at Twitch except for me.
Did you do your giveaways already?
I didn't do my ending giveaway.
Me neither.
I don't know if we're gonna end yet, though. That's the thing.
Are we gonna keep interviewing or just asking Patrick questions?
No one's really chilling in the call-in right now.
Hey, someone just messaged me on my thing saying, "Hey Patrick, I'm looking for a tutor for a full stack JavaScript on Treehouse. Are you looking to tutor anybody?" Sorry, man. Like, I would. That would be fun, but I don't know if that's the kind of stuff that I want to be doing. I need to focus on some other stuff and just more of a guaranteed income stream for now. Later on, though, Sergio, if you're still looking for somebody, maybe within like 6 months, and I know that's a long time, and it'll probably be different for you, but I'll probably do that then. But for now, sorry.
Is it because he said he doesn't like testing?
Yeah,
yeah. See, I detected in your sentence, Sergio, that you might not like testing, and so it's a no for me, dog.
No for me.
Any other questions? Oh, I heard giveaway. Yeah, we're gonna do a resume and cover letter. If you guys want to join, I guess we'll just do it right now, and then we'll wrap up. So if you're here watching, I'm doing the giveaway on Twitch because YouTube doesn't allow the integration to do this. So let me share my screen real quick. We're playing this little game called Marbles. You can see this. I'm almost affiliate, right? One more day here, looking good. All right, so I'm gonna bring up this game. So what you do is go to my Twitch. Here it is. I'll post the Twitch in my YouTube chat, and then type this to play on Twitch, and it will bring you in. But wait, don't do it yet. I gotta pull up the game, okay? So, can I show you how to write a website? Play wins this time. Hold on. I gotta sign in real quick.
If Zai is on this, he's gonna win it all.
Mike, get your followers over here. Pat, if you guys want to come over here.
Sure.
Let me click race. All right, you guys can vote for maps just by clicking on How do you vote, Mike? How's that work?
Exclamation point, vote, and a number.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So
So
click race, Josh. Yeah, there you go.
yeah. We're here. So
And then take your mouse off, and it'll just scroll automatically.
yeah.
There you go.
So pick vote and then put the number of
Vote
what
42. We just did best map.
42.
Do it. 42.
Exclamation hacks. That's how you
Can I
win.
vote? Can I vote on my own stream?
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna vote for 24 Pixel Death Valley.
Telling you, Mountain. What was it called? Let's see.
By the way, this is the Twitch. If you want to come
Mountain
play,
Mingle.
just type play like that, and it will enter you. So we got Mountain Mingle, 13 votes right
Josh,
now.
you just linked Twitch and Twitch.
I know it links to both,
Oh, okay.
but I'm only doing the giveaway on Twitch, so I can motivate you guys to go over there. So I'd appreciate it.
Yep.
Can you drop that link in Discord? I cannot find you.
I'll send it to you. Here you go.
Vote 22. We got one vote for 22. Right now, we got 16 votes for Mountain Mingle. That's number 42.
Yes.
What is the giveaway? I'm giving away resume and cover letter. I think we'll probably do like the top 3. I think that's fair, right? Like we'll just give away the top 3 winners, 1, 2, and 3. So
If you lose, I'll be doing 1, 2.
Josh 30. Yep, Josh 30. Actually, it's almost Jim 30 after this. But
Josh, do you have any emotes yet? Or do you have to get affiliate for that?
I have no idea. I don't know how Twitch works. I don't know what I'm doing. I just thought this would be
Almost.
fun. Do you think a CS degree becomes more important in places where dev roles are super competitive? Not really. It's just a checkbox. Like it doesn't. If you have a CS degree and I don't, but the job is to make HTML bootstrap responsive websites, doesn't matter. You have a 3 out of 77 chance of winning. That's facts. So head on over to Twitch and do that play, right? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't-
exclamation point play.
Hopefully it'll be good. And then just shoot me a message, shoot me a DM when you win, and I'll send it on over. All right, we got 17 votes. I think we'll just hold out for like 30 more seconds, and then, yeah. CS degree is a waste of 3 years and free depression on the side. Man. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream today. I tried to make it interactive. I tried to do something different. I don't know. Hopefully it's been helpful. I don't know if I'm in or not. You're probably in. If you do exclamation point play, you'll be in. I don't know. How do I see how many people are in right now? Mike,
What was that?
how do I see if there's how many people are here?
Well, you have to go to race and then click Mountain Mingle.
Oh, okay.
Scroll list.
Yeah.
And then
All right, I'm going to click race. You guys are going to see all your little characters here.
no, click Mountain Mingle.
What?
Oh, there you
I did.
go. You're good. You're good. No, I know. There's a button for a shortcut.
All right,
You're good.
everybody play. Let's go.
So now exclamation point play, and everyone should be able to join.
We got a few people in the lobby. Sorry, I'm making you do this again. I don't know what I'm doing.
If you click on that little arrow.
This?
There you go. Yeah, you're good. I wish there was a counter though. I don't wanna count how
Holy
many
crap,
people-
we got lots of people in here. There you are. Oh man, the RNG is real. This is going to be
Oh,
good.
yeah. So many people are gonna fall off.
51 people in here right now out of 500.
Just a warning for those who are about to
52.
get super confused.
Can we get
The
a
middle.
Mario? Here
the
we
middle.
go. You're not there? All right, head on over to the Twitch. Be sure to follow and then just do exclamation point play, and then I can get affiliate. When I get affiliate, I can't dual stream on Twitch and YouTube anymore, but I'm allowed to stream separately. However, they have to be slightly different content. So I don't know if I'll take affiliate right away because I'd like to get more people over, but
But after that.
Hmm.
My bad. I unmuted myself.
I don't know. This will be fun. I think it'll be fun. If you're here, feel free to ask questions. Interview Simulator boys. Yep. All right, we got 60 people. I'm gonna start the countdown. I'm gonna set it to 30 seconds. 130 seconds. No, 30 seconds. 30 seconds left. Starting the countdown. Play to play. Hacks.
Oh.
62 people left. 63 people. 12 seconds left.
Just kind of. What were you gonna give away? The resume pack?
Yeah, just a resume pick. Here we go.
Okay.
All right, you can see up in the top right who is first. Got 63 out of 63 players right now.
You're just gonna link on the first one and just watch them roll.
I'm just gonna watch them roll. Easy is in number
This
one
map,
right now.
this map is super confusing because the middle part that everyone's jumping into now, it's like an infinite loop.
Oh,
So you might be in first place, but then you might just get shot back up.
Yadia is number one. Wiles number two. Nico. Oh, I'm in number two. I don't need to win. Can I?
Josh rigged the game for himself.
Rigged.
Zai is gonna win. I'm putting my money on
Rigged.
Zai.
Easy yes. 1, 2, 3, 1.
Patrick, Zai won mine 3 times.
I know. I've heard you tell me that 3
We
times.
got Kenite.
Wow.
Who else we got? 1, 6. Oh. To Titan. Things are getting mixed up here. Rigged. Hashtag rigged.
Hey, Mike, did you hear that Zai won your raffle 3 times?
No.
How am I in
Oh.
first? What? Okay, good.
Oh, I'm second.
Who's in first? Ivan right now? Ivan out of nowhere.
Let's go easy as 1, 2, 3, 2, 1.
Ivan, Zeth, Easy Ass, Kevin. Things are starting to speed up a little bit here. Josh wins unsub. Please don't. I love all of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go give my Twitch Prime to someone else, Josh. This
Oh,
is
no.
rigged.
Ivan is still in first somehow. We got Easy. Who else? We got the Spanish Armada. Let's go to Spanish. Number 3. This is what third place looks like. This is hilarious. Oof. Zai comes out of nowhere. Zai, if you win again on my stream, I'm banning you from everything.
Zai is gonna win.
Oh my goodness. Easy is number 1.
Look at why is Zai fireball?
He is killing it.
Is that because he's won 3 games in a row? He just fell off the map.
I don't
Josh
know.
fell.
Oh, easy one. We got
Yeah, easy.
Who's gonna be number 2?
This is the way I see it. Easy just saved Zai from a life of ban.
Sudanese number 2. Drew's up. Drew's up is number 3.
Do we get a giveaway for the person in last place?
Yeah, we'll do a giveaway for whoever gets last. 'Cause that seems legit.
Easy says you're welcome, Zai.
All right, who's last? We got a whole bunch of balls coming in
Why is Zai on fire? I'm so confused.
because he's won multiple times. Please be
But
last.
on my, I guess it's global.
Let's take a look. Who's this? Who's in last back there?
You have, just keep clicking 1, and then I guess.
No, that didn't work at all.
Josh, you gotta laugh like what's
Who's
his
that?
name?
How do we tell?
It ends by itself. We got 19.
Yeah, but
Oh, there's last place. There he is.
There's
Alright.
more, I guess.
We got
Is there
easy.
someone at the start?
That's funny. See final results. How do I?
No, there's more.
Got it. All right, final results. So let's see. Easy, message me. Sudani, message me. Drew, message me. And then who's last? Yadia, message me. I got robbed.
Congrats to y'all.
This was oddly intense. I came in 5th. Where's my free stuff? Look, I gotta make more stuff so I can give more stuff out. I got robbed. I got eliminated? I fell off the map? Wow.
Yeah.
All right, just message me on Twitch. Yadia, and then you guys in 3. Sorry for everybody else. We'll do it again. I think this is fun. Elimed. KO'd. All right, that was fun. We'll go back to race menu, and then I can quit. That was fun. Have mercy on me. Found you on YouTube. What are your thoughts on Crack and Coding Interview? It's actually a good book. It's a good book. It's good for, not even on the list. I don't know. Maybe you didn't get in? Not sure. Yeah, if you don't message me on Twitch, I can't give it to you. What are your thoughts on becoming an agile product owner or product owner in general? Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to quantify your skills in that regard. That was slow and dramatic. It was oddly intense. Watching marbles fall with physics. Apparently, it's the greatest thing ever. How can I play this? Yeah, so you just type !play, but it's only for everyone on Twitch because YouTube doesn't have the integration. Need music next time? Yeah, that's true. All right.
I got a great
All
song.
right. We'll do another one, but I gotta find Epidemic Sound. We'll give everyone a chance. You winners still message me. You know who you are, and we'll do it again, and we'll just do 2 more because they're digital products that I made, right? So it's whatever. Thanks for the stream. Most def insightful. You're welcome. Doesn't let me message you. It should. Should let you message me. Why can't you message me? Another chance to take last place. That's super intense music. Hold on, we're gonna get it going. Let me get there.
I could send you a song, but I don't think.
I don't want it to blast. That's the thing. So we gotta go some epic music here. Latest. We'll do albums. Cinematic fantasy. Here we go. We need. Oh, this is a little bit weird. All right. I'm not using my Prime sub till you get affiliate. You got a really cool idea going on here. Making a living for yourself at the same time helping others. Transparency is nice. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. How to get freelance jobs overseas as a junior front end. Apply for contract jobs. It's going to be difficult. So head on over to the Twitch. Here. We'll restart another one.
My donations are still showing on your stream.
What?
My donations are still showing on your stream.
I know no one ever donates because I do too much free stuff and I engage with too. I should stop. I should stop answering questions and just be like, I only answer questions to donators and I talk about what I want. Does energizing
you
music?
You haven't done the push-ups.
All right, look, stop.
Where are my push-ups?
Did someone donate because I said okay? Kyle, thanks, man. What about the first one and the last one being winners? All right, you got it. First one and last one are winners. I have the tiger. I can't. I'll get demonetized. What? It says it's running. Okay, here we go. Sign in again. Hold on, we're not there yet. We're gonna pick a different. We're gonna pick a different one. You can vote for a map. Just typing vote and a number. So these are the maps. You gotta vote before you can play. We'll get the music going. Also, move this over here. Actually, we'll move it over here.
Hey Josh, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna end my stream.
All right, man. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully it's been helpful. Thanks, Patrick. Stream. Thank you, Patrick.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
You said this so depressed, dude. It's all right. It's all right. Bye. We'll just give it a second here. All right. Who's winning right now? So we got Eye of the Storm is 5 votes. All right, we're gonna do Eye of the Storm, and now everyone just type in !play, and you will spawn into the map. We will do a countdown of 200 seconds. First and last place win. That makes it fair. Rig. Hashtag rigged. All right. Re-enter, boys. 200-second countdown starting now. 52. All right, I got your messages. Yadia, Sudani, Cursor, and then who else won? Whoever was in last place won.
Did Easy message you?
Easy did not message me. I don't know. Well, how about this? You guys pick the product that you want. Just go to my site and pick the product that you want. I think that'll work.
Easy said he messaged you. I don't know. Maybe you didn't get it.
Oh, I think I see it. I think it's just hidden there. All right, so the winner, first place, picks the product. Pick what you want, and I'll give it to you. That's the site, so pick what you want. We got 2 minutes. 62 players. I should start doing this with like courses and stuff too. I think that'd be fun. Make a course and just give out courses for stream winners if they want it. I don't know. Does this help? I think this is kind of interactive.
It's better than just seeing a number roll.
Like, I don't have sponsors like Mr. Beast. Like, someone didn't give me 300 grand to like give away, you know?
Giving away a Lamborghini.
We got 63 players. This is the Twitch. No. Head on over here and type !play if you're new to the stream. A minute left. It's fun either way. I think it's fun. I think it's fun. I'm gonna go to the gym after this, but thanks for hanging out. You guys can still ask code questions if you want. I think it's been fun. It's been a kind of different stream. Community building. I mean, I'm just trying to engage, you know. We got 63 people.
Where do you see the number?
That's at the top, next to the little ball. 63 out of 500. Mr. Beast might be in some tax trouble. Yeah, I watched the video of the H3 podcast about his taxes. So apparently he's okay. Like, he thought about it. I love you guys. Thank you for look at my phone. I don't know if you can see it, but like, this is my phone right now. Damn it. I don't know if you can see it. All these emails that you see are Twitch follows. I appreciate you.
How many are you at right now?
That's what I get for
400.
actually tying that to my main email. We got 66 players and 45 seconds left. Hey Josh, my message that says your Whisperer was not delivered. It was delivered. I'm looking at it right now. Got you.
You're 4 people off 500 followers.
4 people off, yeah.
Let's get him 4 more
Just
people.
followed you. Awesome content. Hey, thanks, Spanish Armada. I appreciate you. Got to turn off email notifications. Rip. I know, right? I don't know. I should do like some games with subscribers and talk tech. I don't know if you guys would be interested in that. YouTube, I love you guys too, but YouTube won't give me my join button. That's all I want. It's really all I want. I think it's fair. All right, 9 seconds. 8 seconds. ! Play. Here we go. First and last. All right, who we got? Ivan again. You can't win again, Ivan. All right, hold on.
I see that message.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, where's the music, Josh?
Oh, it's here. Notice he ignored the question. I didn't ignore the question.
No, he was joking. Josh, he's joking. I think. Waiting for that Zai to pop up.
Oh, no. Sorry. We got Rice. Rice is winning. Not Curious is winning.
Oh wait.
Uriel just got outer spaced. We got Rice. Oh, Fruit Whoops just took over. Oh, who's it gonna be? F. We can see all the people underneath the winners who are falling off. Tom just fell off. Oh no. Fruit Whoops took over for the first place. Congratulations. Who's gonna be last? Who's it gonna be?
Damn, I made it in 5th place.
Please be last.
So I think if you sub to Josh, you automatically get it. So I guess you guys should sub.
Fruit Whoops fell off, rigged. Who's it gonna be? Hold on. Who is this last person here? Who is it? All right, we got last place. Who is it? This little guy. That was it. We got 28 seconds, I believe. So we had 68 players. Ended with 40. Oh wait, there was last. So Fruit Whoops, hit me up on Twitch. And are you sending the packs now or after stream? I'll send it right after the stream. So Fruit Whoops, hit me up. And Sun Ones hit me up. Congratulations, guys. I think that was way more intense than it needed to be. And that was fun. So, good stuff. We should do like Type Racer next. If you beat me at Type Racer, I give you something. That'd be fun. But, thanks, guys. So close to last. It's like the only time in life. Chandlero, 15th place. That's all good. Rip my people. All right, guys, I'm going to go hit the gym. Twitch is greater than YouTube. I'm telling you, I got a lot of integrations over here. It'd be fun. I would appreciate a join button, YouTube, please. Looking at you. But, you know, nothing. All right, I'm going to go to the gym, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's weird as shit stream. But it was fun. So I'm going to head out. And I have a video coming out later. It's going to be how much design do you need as a front-end developer. So sub to Josh tomorrow when he's got affiliate. Yeah, please. That'd be cool. But why did I get disconnected? I'm not sure. But
You should
well.
get it tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I'll probably get it tomorrow. But I appreciate you guys. And Fruit Whoops Whisper not delivered. Hold. I can't see anything. Damn it. So Yadia, Sudani, got you. Kerr. I'm not sure why it wouldn't be delivered. But search for people. All right. I'll find you. I'll find you after this. Fruit Whoops and Sunons. But I'll see you. You guys have a great Wednesday, and I'll see you later for the video.